Enforcement Directorate produces Sanjay Singh in court. AAP MP Sanjay Singh's hearing begins in Rouse Avenue Court. Sanjay Singh's counsel has sought a copy of the remand application. ED, in fact, is seeking extended custody of the AAP Rajya Sabha MP. So that hearing has started in court at the moment. The judge is in court and Sanjay Singh's counsel has sought a copy of the remand application and the grounds for arrest. ED's counsel has said will provide. In fact, Sanjay Singh's counsel said and took a jibe, saying they've started giving the grounds for from the last 3-4 days, claiming that it was all out, but they don't have a copy of the remand application. Those images of Sanjay Singh as he arrived in court just a few moments ago.
मोदी जी का हारेंगे मोदी जी चुनाव हार रहे हैं इसलिए
संजय जी आपके आरोप के बारे में क्या लगता है क्यों
मोदी जी का हारेंगे मोदी जी चुनाव हार रहे हैं इसलिए
संजय जी आपके आरोप के बारे में क्या लगता है क्यों
मोदी जी का हारेंगे मोदी जी चुनाव हार रहे हैं इसलिए
संजय जी आपके आरोप के बारे में क्या लगता है क्यों
मोदी जी का हारेंगे मोदी जी चुनाव हार रहे हैं इसलिए
संजय जी आपके आरोप के बारे में क्या लगता है क्यों
मोदी जी का हारेंगे मोदी जी चुनाव हार रहे हैं इसलिए
संजय जी आपके आरोप के बारे में क्या लगता है क्यों
मोदी जी का हारेंगे मोदी जी चुनाव हार रहे हैं इसलिए संजय जी.
My colleague Anisha Mathur is now joining me live from Rouse Avenue Court. Anisha is tracking all those developments in the courtroom. Anisha, tell us what's happening at the moment.
Well, the hearing is ongoing and my colleague Srishti Ojha is inside the courtroom giving us minute-by-minute updates. And what we do know now is that the Enforcement Directorate is saying that they do have evidence against Sanjay Singh. They do have evidence of Sanjay Singh's involvement. That Dinesh Arora, who's the approver in this case, who's a co-accused turned approver in this case, has given certain statements. And additionally, Dinesh Arora's CA, the chartered accountant, has also corroborated some of these statements. These are relating to transactions of about 2 crore rupees which were done between 2021 and 2022. These are transactions done in 2 tranches according to the ED. But the court has said that these are 2 transactions that you've referred to from 2021 and 2022, but you've also said that there is more, that there are further transactions, but you've only written about these 2 transactions. So where is the further evidence? At the moment, what we are hearing from the court is that when was the statement of these people actually recorded? The ED has said that there were some statements that were recorded in August as well. At the same time, there is an employee of Sanjay Singh who's also being mentioned by the Enforcement Directorate, that there is an employee of Sanjay Singh who they do not want his name being publicized, but he has also made certain statements corroborating this evidence. However, Sanjay Singh's lawyers, of course, saying that this is incorrect, that there is no actual evidence against him. The arguments, of course, are still continuing as the court is looking through the remand papers that have been submitted by the Enforcement Directorate. Remember, it is going to be very, very crucial for the Enforcement Directorate today what they say or what kind of allegations and evidence they can bring before the court to get the remand for Sanjay Singh. But also at the same time, since this is a PMLA case, since this is an ongoing investigation, the Enforcement Directorate will simply have to show that there are allegations against Singh, that there are evidences or witnesses that they have to confront him with if they want the court to grant custody. So it is going to be very crucial to see what kind of arguments are actually made in the court as the hearing is ongoing. We are getting updates from...
Anisha, just quickly to understand this correctly, the Enforcement Directorate is quoting statements made by Dinesh Arora, an employee of Dinesh Arora's who can't be named, and Dinesh Arora's CA. Is that right?
Yes, so far the updates that we've gotten seem to indicate that these are the 3 statements that the ED seems to be relying upon with regard to Sanjay Singh's involvement. But the court is also asking them several questions with regard to the amount involved in the alleged monetary transaction. They've also been questioning the ED, which had happened The ED has referred to transactions that happened in Singh's presence, and that where Singh was also present as far as phone conversations with Dinesh Arora are concerned. So there is a lot of arguments that are being made in the court right now by the Enforcement Directorate. They have said that there are transactions which have happened in Singh's presence, and that these allegations are being corroborated not just by the approver, that is Dinesh Arora, but also his CA who has corroborated some. There are some emails also that seem to indicate Sanjay Singh's involvement in this entire conspiracy. So we'll have to wait and see how this works out, because the judge is still reading the remand application. He is asking questions from the Enforcement Directorate, and considering that, and this is something that we need to remember, that since this is a PMLA case, the rules are as far as custody are concerned, are tilted heavily in favor of the investigation agency. If the agency says that they want custody for confronting someone, or they want custody for verification of certain evidences, it is very, very rare for the courts to deny custody in a situation of an ongoing PMLA investigation. But at the moment, of course, the ED will have to show the court why they will need custody of Sanjay Singh at all. And here, what we are getting, the updates that we are getting, is that they are relying on the statements of Dinesh Arora, one of Sanjay Singh's employees, as well as Dinesh Arora's CA. They've also cited some emails that were sent which allegedly mentioned Sanjay Singh's involvement. They're also talking about certain documentation. But of course, the hearing is still ongoing, and we're waiting for an update to come from my colleague Srishti Ojha, who's inside the courtroom. There is also a question of clarifications that the court is asking for. They are the court, I remember, Additional Sessions Judge M.K. Nagpal has been in charge of this trial since the beginning, from the time that the first accused, Sameer Mahendru, was arrested in this case. So he's now raising certain questions with regard to the remand application. He's asking for certain clarifications with regard to the financial transactions, with regard to the persons whose statements are being relied upon. He's asking the ED to clarify certain things. The hearing, of course, as I said, is going on, and the judge is questioning the ED minutely with regard to the various pieces of evidence and the statements that are being made in the remand application. Also, right, we need to one point that we do need to clarify is that the details of the remand application are not being discussed in detail by the court. The judge is asking specific questions with regard to the transactions. There were two transactions, and this is an update that has just come in. Two transactions worth about 2 crores are there in 2 tranches, which is what the ED's allegation is. And as per statements of by Dinesh Arora, Sanjay Singh has received certain amount of money. And as far as the MOU and the other transactions are concerned, the ED has said this has been corroborated by the CA of Dinesh Arora. There are certain other documentations and emails that are also corroborating these allegations. This is what the prosecutor for the ED, Mr. N.K. Naveen Mata, is arguing right now.
Okay.
But the court is also asking for certain clarifications with regard to the timing of these statements that have been made by the approver and the other witnesses, as well as the transactions themselves.